Imagine a world where evolution has granted the lion an astonishing new ability, one that defies everything we know about this majestic predator. Picture a lion that, in addition to its formidable strength and commanding presence, can vanish from sight like a master of camouflage, much like a leopard's innate stealth or even the futuristic cloaking devices of science fiction. In this wild hypothetical scenario, the lion's ability to become invisible transforms it from the regal ruler of the savanna into a nearly unstoppable force, a super predator that strikes fear into the hearts of prey and rivals alike. At its core, the lion has always been a symbol of raw power and dominance. With a muscular frame, a powerful roar that echoes across the plains, and a regal mane that signifies its status, the lion commands respect among its peers. But its natural form, while awe-inspiring, is not without limitations. In the open expanse of the savanna, the lion is vulnerable to detection by its prey, even though it is a master of ambush when coordinated with the pride. A solitary lion is often spotted by alert antelope or zebra, giving them a precious head start to escape. Now, imagine if the lion were gifted with an extraordinary ability, a cloak of invisibility that allows it to blend perfectly with its surroundings. In this scenario, the lion would become the ultimate predator, merging its incredible physical strength with an almost supernatural stealth. The invisible lion would be able to stalk its prey without a whisper of its presence. Its eyes, fierce and unblinking, would remain hidden behind an impenetrable veil of invisibility, giving it the element of surprise that is crucial for a successful ambush. In a world where its movements are undetectable, even a herd of nimble antelope would be caught off guard. The lion could prowl silently through the tall grasses, inching closer to its unsuspecting target, and then, in a split second, reappeared to deliver a lethal pounce. Its claws, razor-sharp and deadly, coupled with the raw power of its bite, would make any attempt to escape futile. In the blink of an eye, the invisible lion would become the very embodiment of the predator's dream, an apex hunter whose presence is felt only in the aftermath of a swift, decisive strike. The tactical advantages of such an ability are immense. The lion's invisibility would not only allow it to ambush prey with unmatched efficiency but would also render it nearly invincible against rival predators. In the competitive ecosystem of the savanna, lions often contend with hyenas, leopards, and even rival prides for territory and resources. An invisible lion could infiltrate enemy lines, silently observing, and then strike with surgical precision, eliminating threats before they even know it was there. Its stealth would also disrupt the normal behavioral patterns of its prey, instilling a pervasive sense of fear and uncertainty. The constant threat of an unseen predator would force even the most vigilant herd to live in a state of heightened alertness, dramatically altering the balance of nature in the savanna. Yet, even with such an incredible power, there remain inherent challenges and limitations. The lion, despite its new ability, would still be bound by its natural instincts and physical needs. Hunger, territorial disputes, and the innate drive to mate would continue to shape its behavior. The transformation from a visible, majestic creature to an invisible, stealthy hunter could also come with unforeseen psychological effects. The constant state of invisibility might affect the lion's social interactions within its pride, as its presence would be unpredictable and possibly unsettling for other members of its group. Lions are inherently social creatures, and the pride's cohesion is built on clear communication and visible displays of strength and unity. An invisible lion might find it challenging to maintain these bonds, leading to potential conflicts within the group or even isolation. The delicate interplay between individual prowess and social harmony is a key factor in the lion's success as an apex predator. And any alteration to this dynamic could have far-reaching consequences. Moreover, the invisible lion's interactions with the environment would also change dramatically. While its stealth provides unmatched advantages in hunting, it could also lead to unintended consequences. For instance, an invisible predator might inadvertently disrupt the natural order of the ecosystem, creating imbalances that could ripple through the food chain. Prey species, having evolved over millennia to detect and respond to the presence of predators, might eventually adapt to this new threat by becoming even more skittish or by developing new survival strategies. The invisible lion's dominance could potentially lead to a decline in certain prey populations, which in turn would affect the entire ecosystem. This raises important questions about the long-term sustainability of such a power. Would nature eventually find a way to counterbalance the invisible lion? Or would it become an unstoppable force, reshaping the savanna in ways that are both unpredictable and profound? In terms of sheer physical power, the lion remains one of the most formidable predators in the animal kingdom. Its strength, endurance, and fighting prowess are legendary. But when combined with the ability to vanish from sight, the lion transcends its natural limitations and becomes a nearly mythical figure, a ghostly warrior that stalks the night and disrupts the delicate balance of predator and prey. The idea of an invisible lion is reminiscent of legends and myths where great warriors are said to possess supernatural abilities, blending the natural world with the realm of the extraordinary. It is a concept that captivates the imagination, drawing on themes of power, mystery, and the eternal struggle for survival in a world where nothing is ever as it seems. From a tactical standpoint, the invisible lion would likely adopt strategies that maximize its stealth advantage. It would favor ambushes, waiting patiently in the long grasses or behind rocky outcrops until the perfect moment to strike. Its attacks would be swift and decisive, a flash of movement in the periphery of its prey's vision, followed by a rapid, overwhelming assault. This kind of strategy is not unfamiliar to the lion in the wild. It often relies on coordinated group attacks to bring down prey. However, with invisibility, the lion could execute these tactics entirely on its own, making it a solitary force that is both unpredictable and nearly unstoppable. The question then arises: who could possibly stand against such a predator? Would even the largest and most vigilant herd of antelope or wildebeest have any chance of evading an enemy that could be anywhere, unseen until it is too late? In this scenario, the invisible lion could indeed become the ultimate assassin of the savanna, a predator whose presence is felt only in the aftermath of its swift, lethal strikes. Yet, nature is a complex and interdependent system, and no predator exists in isolation. The rise of the invisible lion would likely trigger a cascade of evolutionary and behavioral adaptations among its prey. Over time, animals might develop enhanced sensory abilities, becoming more attuned to subtle changes in their environment that signal danger. They might evolve sharper hearing or a keener sense of smell to detect the faintest hint of a predator's presence. Alternatively, prey species might change their social structures or adopt more erratic movement patterns to reduce the chances of being singled out. The invisible lion, despite its overwhelming advantages, would then face a dynamic battlefield, one where every creature is continuously adapting to the new threat, creating an ongoing cycle of evolution and counter-evolution that is the hallmark of nature's intricate balance. The concept of an invisible lion also poses fascinating philosophical and ethical questions about power and control in the natural world. Such a creature, if it existed, would be both revered and feared, a symbol of unbridled strength and untamed mystery. Its ability to vanish from sight would make it almost mythic, a living embodiment of the idea that true power is often hidden, revealed only in moments of decisive action. The invisible lion could become a cultural icon, inspiring art, literature, and folklore that celebrate its legendary prowess. Yet, at the same time, its dominance could be seen as a disruption of the natural order, a force that upends the delicate equilibrium between predator and prey. In such a world, the question of who truly controls the savanna becomes a complex interplay of natural instinct, evolutionary adaptation, and the unforeseen consequences of extraordinary abilities. Ultimately, the idea of a lion with the power of invisibility challenges us to rethink the boundaries between natural ability and supernatural prowess. While lions are already powerful predators with a long history of dominance on the savanna, the addition of an extraordinary cloaking ability would elevate them to a level of almost mythical status. Their ability to become invisible would transform every hunt into an act of genius, every confrontation into a masterclass of stealth and precision. It is a scenario that blurs the lines between reality and fantasy, inviting us to imagine a world where nature's most formidable creature is unbound by the limitations of the visible world, a ghostly assassin that reigns supreme over the grasslands. However, even in this fantastical vision, it is essential to remember that no creature exists in a vacuum. The invisible lion, for all its advantages, would still be subject to the challenges of survival, its own biological needs, the adaptive responses of its prey, and the unpredictable forces of nature that shape every living being. The true test of its dominance would lie not only in its ability to strike unseen but also in its capacity to sustain itself in an ever-changing environment. The evolutionary arms race would continue, with prey species developing new strategies and predators refining their techniques, ensuring that the balance of power remains in constant flux. In conclusion, the hypothetical scenario of a lion capable of turning invisible, a predator that combines the brute strength and regal presence of a lion with the stealth and cunning of a leopard, paints a vivid picture of what might be considered the ultimate apex predator. This super lion, free from the constraints of visibility, would possess the ability to ambush its prey with unrivaled precision, making it nearly impossible for even the most alert herd to detect or evade its strike. The combination of raw power and supernatural stealth would likely render it the undisputed master of the Savanna. A true, ultimate assassin, whose existence challenges the very foundations of nature's balance. Yet, as with all hypothetical scenarios, the invisible lion also reminds us that the forces of nature are in a constant state of evolution, a perpetual dance of adaptation, counter-adaptation, and the unending struggle for survival. The legend of the invisible lion, whether embraced as myth or pondered as a scientific curiosity, serves as a testament to the limitless possibilities of evolution and the enduring mystery of life in the wild.